You guys are going to get to play in the first game against West Virginia. Does that add something? I mean, openers are always fun, but the fact that it's the first one in prime time on NBC?
Yeah, no, I mean, most definitely. I mean, when you think about that environment, like how it's going to be that Saturday night, 7:30 against West Virginia, I mean, it's going to be a great environment. So.
James said in his comments before that this team has fewer question marks than other teams he's had. Do you think this team could possibly be the best team you've played on at Penn State this year?
Most definitely. And it's interesting when you think about it, because I think this is one of the younger teams we've had in a while, but at the same time, I personally think this is one of the more talented teams we've had since I've been here. And when you add that on to the way that we've been working this offseason, just with how winter workouts have gone, following through with spring ball and how we competed with that, then also how summer workouts went, you know, if I was a Penn State fan, I'd be extremely excited.
How much did the Ohio State and Michigan games impact your decision to come back and try to win a Big Ten championship?
Sorry, like just
those games, like losing in those games last year, how much did that impact your decision to come back and try to win those games?
I mean, it didn't really impact it at all. I mean, with those games, again, like the way that Coach Franklin tries to, you know, tell to us, you know, just keep it 1-0. You know, we don't think back to the past at all. And with me making my decision, that didn't have a factor to play with that.
Well, was there any disappointment that Penn State doesn't have a protected rival going forward and won't play Ohio State every single year going forward?
No, there's no disappointment on that at all. I mean, again, as a Penn State football player, you know, we're only focused on who we play that week. So I mean, it doesn't really matter to us. I mean, not saying that it doesn't matter, but you know, as a Penn State football player, we're only concerned about the opponent we play that week.
Are you able to enjoy this moment? Has that helped you kind of be able to enjoy each kind of step of this last part of your journey in college?
You mean like today or
just in general? Yeah, just trying to take it all in and not try to enjoy yourself and enjoy this part of it.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, something that added to the, you know, to like the stress I would have at times last year. It was just like thinking about everything from a big picture. You know, I didn't really take too much time like worrying about like what was in front of me. But you know, through time, I just learned to realize that, you know, you just got to maximize the most out of every moment. And by doing that, by focusing on that, you know, I think again you'll be able to maximize it. And I think in doing that as well, like I've been able to just, you know, reduce that stress, reduce that self-doubt in myself.
How do you see things playing out over at the right tackle spot? And what's your take on Caden and Drew both, who obviously played a lot of football, especially when you were banged up last year?
I mean, it's just healthy competition. And I mean, not only at right tackle is there competition, there's competition everywhere. There's competition with left tackle with myself. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I think this is one of the more talented teams that we've had since we've been here. So with that being said, you know, there's a competition at every position. You know, it doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, you know, all of us were super competitive. You know, we're going to try to outdo each other. But, you know, we know that by competing against each other, not only do we make ourselves better, but we make everyone around us better as well.
Talking about that, I'm sorry, how much did you learn from Caden? Have you learned with some of the ups and downs that he's had throughout his career? He's played a lot of football, played early in his career. What kind of you know, role model has he been for you?
Yeah, Caden, he's just a great guy in general. I mean, when I was a freshman, he was always there to just try to help me out in terms of just technique-wise, technique-wise. And, you know, something I've learned of him is just, you know, just to be a good teammate, you know. Again, he's the type of guy that if you ever need anything, you know, he'll be there for you. He'll help you out in any way that he can, and that's something that I definitely try to, you know, do myself with my teammates. You know, if they have any questions, if they need any favors, and I'll try to do it to the best of my ability.
Speaking to Olu, obviously had that big game when you guys played Ohio State. What stands out about him whether you're playing or on film? Yeah,
I mean, JT is a great player. For me, I think his versatility is what stands out. I mean, he has a lot of moves, and you know, he'll always like keep you guessing on what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to try to rush you with speed or power or both. So yeah, all the credit in the world to him. I mean, clearly you see he's putting a ton of work. So
how does that versatility affect the way you go about like as an offensive lineman, try and stop him on a down-by-down basis?
It doesn't really affect me too much, but it just, I mean, I don't know how to say it, but it kind of it's just something that I just need to watch out for, really, you know. When you're going against a team and their edge rushers, more often than not, one edge rusher like prioritizes speed over power or the other way around, but JT is a good mix of both. So, watching film, preparing to go against him, it wasn't really something that I was really worried about, but it was just something that I had to watch out for.
Edge rushers, you usually have to worry about them, you have to protect the quarterback to stop them from dominating a game. But what he did at Penn State last year was kind of a different level. What was it like to experience that, and how were you guys sort of talking about that amongst yourselves as that was unfolding?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like he made those plays, but we tried. I felt like we did a good job of just not letting that affect us, like the O-line and how we played. I mean, obviously, like he made those plays, but at the end of the day, as long as you don't get too stuck up on those plays, you don't dwell on those plays too much, and you're just focused on the next play, we'll be all good.
What do you think is the gap, if any, between you guys and Ohio State and Michigan, who won the last Big Ten titles?
Sorry.
What's the gap between you guys, if there's any gap, and Ohio State and Michigan, who have won the last two Big Ten titles?
I mean, personally, I don't really think there's a gap at all. I mean, with Ohio State, Michigan, and ourselves, I think we're at that level in college football where the differences between, winning the game and not winning a game are really down to a few plays. So I feel like this year, especially in how we've been working this offseason, we're very confident that, when the time comes, we'll make those plays. But in all honesty, we're not really focused on Ohio State and Michigan at all. We're just focused on, training camp, attacking that, then when the time allows in West Virginia.
You talk about the competition that you're kind of experiencing within camp, and you, of course, have guys like Chop and Adisa that you have to go up against. And I heard a coach phrase it as no white gloves treatment with you guys as you get ready for the season. Do you kind of relish that opportunity to just compete every single day in those types of practice situations?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, talking about Chop and Adisa and just our defensive line in general, I think they're the best in the country. I mean, with Chop, Adisa, Deny, all of our edge rushers, I don't see any tackles like in a one-on-one, being able to block them, except for myself and the tackles on our team, honestly. But I mean, those guys, they're incredible, and again, just the amount of work that they put in is just a testament to not only themselves but Coach Barnes and what he's done with the D-line room.